Hello there, welcome along to the Premier League review show here on YouTube. We are looking back at that 2-1 victory over Brighton on Saturday, which of course sent Liverpool to the very top of the Premier League table. You can watch our full analysis right now in the subscribers section. But Gary, let's start with the goal that drew Liverpool level. Yeah,
I think, Liverpool were certainly in the ascendancy at this moment in time. You can see here Liverpool gained possession from Brighton's throw-in. It just shows you, I think, how important throw-ins are these days, that you can keep possession. And if you just watch the two runs here from, there's a lot of bodies forward. I think, Liverpool were certainly putting Brighton on the back foot. But if you just take this a little bit forward, the two runs from Kostas Tsimikas and Curtis Jones gives that a little bit of pocket of space for Cody Gakpo. You probably see it better from this angle here. The two runs from the Kostas Tsimikas and Curtis Jones just creates enough space for Gakpo to come in on his right foot. And more often than not, you see here that he probably take another touch and maybe even have a shot to goal, but he puts it into an area, he puts it into a dangerous area. And, Darwin Nunez, being what Darwin Nunez is, he's a nuisance. He gets himself in these sort of positions. And there's a confusion between the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. Nobody really deals with it, and hence the reason why it goes straight into the back of the net. I actually thought that Darwin Nunez might have got a touch on that, but he doesn't, as you clearly see from that replay. But it's a lovely little ball in by Cody Gakpo. And it's, it got Liverpool underway, and certainly at that moment in time, it's exactly what they needed to keep the pressure on Brighton.
Yeah, and that just increased the noise levels around Anfield even more. It was rocking at this point, and in fewer than 90 seconds from the restart, Liverpool then are ahead. This, a stunning finish, wasn't it, from Mo Salah, with a big contribution as well from Curtis Jones, who at this point I think has been on for about 4 minutes, Gary.
Yeah, well, I think what we saw here, Arne Slot he'd thrown caution to the wind. He just brought on all the four attackers, and you can see there, Igor Julio just gets attracted to the ball, and hence the reason why Brighton are all a little bit 6s and 7s at the back. It's a good run by Diaz, but it's great play from Curtis Jones. I mentioned in commentary here, the weight of this pass is absolutely perfect. And Estepunian, who dealt reasonably well with Mohamed Salah for most of the game, gets a little bit isolated because his centre-back's been caught up the field. And then when you get in this sort of position, the last thing that you can let Mohamed Salah do is come in on his left foot. You can see here how he starts his run from deep, but you expect Mohamed Salah to do this. He starts it from deep and then a little bit of a sprint, gets himself wide, but never really gets outside the 18-yard box, which gives them the opportunity to come inside. But as I say, Brighton were all 6s and 7s because Julio gets attracted to the ball, Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones, beautifully weighted pass, and you just see there, shown by the shaded circle, that really Igor Julio should have been in there. And hence the reason why Mohamed Salah gets that room and that space to come in on his left foot, and there's none better to finish a situation like that than Mohamed Salah. Goalkeeper, for me, probably goes with the wrong hand. He does get a finger to it, but probably, I think, had he gone with his right hand, he might have got a little bit more purchase on it, but he doesn't. And Liverpool, at this moment in time, were absolutely flying. It's an absolute nightmare for a defender when you see Mohamed Salah running at you, especially cutting back on his left foot as well. And more often than not, there's one thing he's going to do is find the back of the net.
He has done it many, many times. A sublime finish from Mohamed Salah, and that was actually his 48th winning goal in the Premier League. You can see from this list, only 5 players now above him on this. He seems to move up the charts every single week. It's a different chart we're talking about with Mo Salah.
Well, I've lost count how many times he goes into games and he's going to break records, and whether he gets to the top of Alan Shearer, I'm not 100% sure. He possibly could catch Thierry Henry, maybe even this season, who knows. But his stats are phenomenal. As I say, every time that you see Mohamed Salah, you maybe question sometimes what he's actually doing in the game, but then he comes up, he makes a goal, scores a goal, and ultimately, his stats speak for themselves, and that's why he's an international player.
So another big day for Mo, and almost a day as well that Joe Gomez will never forget. 45 minutes of non-stop action for him, and so close to his first career goal as well.
Well, he's had to be really, really patient, hasn't he, to get a start. He obviously played in the Carabao Cup I think when you see his performances, every time that he's actually come in, he's done exceptionally well. And again, he come in at a stage of this game, 45 minutes gone, he comes in at the second half, challenge after challenge, but not just that, it's his awareness and his positional sense. I think you see him here, tracks the run of Welbeck, but realises that the danger is obviously in his right back position to go and help Trent Alexander-Arnold, give him a little bit of support. He does that as well, and then follows a run from Welbeck, gets in there, doesn't allow the cross in, makes the clearance, an all-round good defensive play there. This is the chance. That was his best opportunity to score that I've ever seen him have. He runs from deep. Brighton don't pick him up. He gets a free header. And to be honest with you, it's slightly behind him, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But he just doesn't get enough power and enough purchase on it. Had he got a little bit more purchase on it, then I think he might have scored. That was a difficult one. He makes a good run to the near post, doesn't quite get picked up again, and gets his head on it, but it's a glancing header, and again, straight at the goalkeeper. Comfortable save for Verbruggen.
One day that goal is going to come. Yeah. A quick word on the substitution, because obviously Ibu goes off injured and the boss has the option to bring on Joe or Jarell Quansah. Why do you think Joe Gomez got the nod in that situation? Well,
a little bit more experience. Jarell Quansah has struggled a little bit when he's come in. I think after the game midweek when things didn't quite go for him, yes. I think just for a young player, just take him out the limelight a little bit, let him recoup, let him recover a little bit, build up his confidence again. So I think hence the reason why Joe Gomez was favoured for Konate.
Yeah, let's take a look at Joe Gomez's touch map now. This, of course, includes those chances on there as well, Gary.
Well, 32 touches for Joe, and those two chances, the two touches in the Brighton box, that was the first time he's ever had two efforts on target in a Premier League game. You can see there. And he'll rue the chances that he's actually missed. But no, all round, I think he was involved as soon as he came on. And we talk about substitutions, and more often than not, we talk about substitutions in forward areas of the pitch. Come on and make a difference. I thought Joe Gomez did that. He came on and made a difference. I think we were very more solid at the back. I think mainly because we had more possession and we were looking a little bit more on the front foot. But you can certainly be very, very happy with his performance. And as you rightly say, one day.
And it was another week, wasn't it, where Trent got properly tested by a left winger. Karim Matoma is one of the best around, isn't he? But Trent came out, I think, on top in this battle.
Well, I think when you look at Trent's performances over the last few games, and certainly from the start of this season, I think he's playing in a little bit more of a defensive position. Yes, you'll still see him go in the middle of the park and playing an attacking role. But you can see here, I think he's actually quite enjoying the fact that he's allowed to defend. He's got a little bit more cover about him. I think Gravenberch helps him. Certainly Konate still helps him as well. But I think you see, there's no better winger or a more dangerous opponent than Matoma in the Premier League for me. And I think he dealt with him exceptionally well. He's strong there. He knows exactly where he wants him to go. He pushes him down the line, and that gives him the opportunity. Strong in the challenge, and then wins the tackle. And all in all, you can see there he follows that ball, that diagonal ball, 50, 60 yards. He gets out to his winger as quick as possible. Again, identical to this as well. Gets to the winger as quick as he can, and hence the reason Matoma's got no real space to run in. All in all, and he gets the crowd going with that little arm wave. All in all, I think again, he's improved immensely in his defensive duties.
Well, we've got his stats here, and that just back up what you're saying, really, these do, because he's topping a lot of the rankings there, but it is the tackles count that is particularly impressive there, Gary.
Well, 9 tackles as his joint highest in a Premier League game. He also got, I think, 9 against Leicester in 2021. So, I mean, that's obviously 3 years ago. But I think when you look at that, his passing was a little bit off. I think he had the total of passes 18, which was first. But his passes, I don't think, were absolutely perfect on the day. But duels, I think 17 duels. Duels won 12. I think is a good start, and he comes first in a lot of departments there. Tackles one, which is something that you probably maybe not associate with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it just shows you how much he's improved as a defender.
And all that means is that Arne Slot has joined a select group of Premier League bosses who've won 8 of their first 10 games. Only 4 other managers have done this, and what a start he's had, Gary.
Well, it's been fantastic, isn't it? I bet you can't believe it, to be quite honest with you. I think you know, the one thing you would say that he was left a really good squad with a good attitude, good character within the dressing room as well. And more often than not, when you take over a club as a coach or as a manager, you normally find that you've been struggling. That club has been struggling. Liverpool weren't in that position, so I think he'd be the first to admit that he took over a really, really good squad of players. But in saying that, he's put that together. He's put his own stamp on it, and it's certainly been beneficial. I mean, that is fantastic. 10 games and 8 victories. It speaks for itself.
OK, thank you very much indeed, Gary. That is it for this little slice of the show. Please, though, do subscribe to see the full 30-minute analysis. Until next time, have yourselves a great week. Goodbye.